Hey guys, this one's a tutorial to throwing stones on the Weir tune. Lots of bar chords, mainly all of it's bar chords. So it starts out in the key of A. The whole song is basically in the key of A. It starts out with the A sus2 on the 7th and 6th, D string and G string, everything else open. Plays around with the sus. So that would be Ace A9, Ace A4 to A9. And this is kind of like an exception chord because the A is right here, so you can play this open. Unlike these other chords, I mean you can play open, but it doesn't sound as open and floaty because it's an exception. So you start out with this one. So that's the beginning, the opening, before you go into the chords for the verse. So B minor is a bar on the 7th. Mainly all these chords are going to be bar chords. So B minor, A, E at the 7th, A at the 5th. It's a little box right there. Picture a bright blue ball just spinning, spinning free. And you slide down, you don't go back up to this B minor, you go down because you're going to build back up in the next chords. So picture a bright blue ball just spinning, spinning free, down to B minor. Full bar on this too, with the F sharp note and everything. Bring that power with it. So, picture a bright blue ball just spinning, spinning free, dizzy with eternity. G, bar chord of the 3rd. Slide it to the A at the 5th. Dizzy with eternity. Picture a bright blue ball just spinning, spinning free. Dizzy with eternity. Let me switch back. What the fuck out of my hair? Hey. So then you go to an E, bar E at the 7th. Dizzy with eternity. With the skin of sky brushing some. So this right here is when he goes to an A. It's kind of a, just like a, not a full A. It's just this note, the open A, this A, on the D string, right under it. And then this 5 note of the A, the pinky. So it's like this variation without this, but you're still in this part of the variation. I'm going to use this hand to go back to the E, so he doesn't do it like this, he does it like this to set himself up for the next thing. So, after the E, ain't it with the skin of sky brushing some right back to the E right there. It's not, this isn't a power E anymore, it's this E. Picture a bright blue ball just spinning, spinning free, dizzy with eternity, painted with the skin of sky, brushing some clouds and sea, brushing some clouds and sea. Call it back to B minor, call it home for you and me. That's when Jerry goes. I'm only going to teach you the Bob part, I don't know the Jerry part, but the chords are fun to set up for the lead. So one more time on the first verse. Picture a bright blue ball just spinning, spinning free, dizzy with eternity. of sky brushing some clouds and sea. Call it hope for you and me. Back to the bar A. Set yourself up to go back and do the same thing for the next verse. Same exact thing you just did. Peaceful place, or so it looks from space. Closer look reveals the human race. Full of hope, full of grace, the human face. But afraid, we may lay our arms to waste. And this one you hold out the A and you add a sus to it. But afraid, we may lay our arms to waste. You put on the sus. But afraid we may lay our arms away. Back into the E right here at the 7th for the power. There's a fear down here we can't forget. Switch to not the power chord, he switches to this one sometimes instead of he does. It's more floaty, but I'm just going off of what he does so you can sound like him more, because his sound is very nice. There's a fear down here we can't forget. Sit in that box for that part. There's a fear down here, down to ashes, ashes, all fall down. So also I've learned a couple riffs that he does in that in the later years. He doesn't do them in the studio in the early years, so you don't really necessarily have to do them, but in the later years, without Jerry, he does more licks or riffs, phrasings in it, because that space is empty now. So there's a fear down here we can't forget. You could hammer on into it. Slide into it. I've also seen the Jimmy chord. So he goes, there's a fear down here we can't forget. Hasn't got a name to scare. Little after it. Instead of all these three, does it with these 2 fingers because he's in the D right here, so just easy to slide down that. So there's the fear down here, but the bass of it is just we're gonna do the bass chords. Fear down here we can't forget. He hasn't got an name to stay. Always awake, always around. So that little part was, it's like a E, E7, take your ring finger off. Now it's an E sus4. With just these 2 fingers on. These 2 fingers are off, these 2 fingers are on. You're still on the E note, you're not doing the A floaty, you're just... I just taught you again. Watch the ball revolves in the nighttime falls. I messed up that part. Watch the ball revolves in the nighttime falls. Down to D minor. And again the hunt begins. G in the band of blood wind calls A. So basically just doing the box and the build up. There's the chord. So D minor, A, E, A, D minor, G. bass in it too a lot, top notes, because he's doing it for the power, you know. He's not doing open floaty chords for a reason. He's bringing power to it. Again the hunt begins, and again the blood wind flows. By and by again, sunrise. The little part right there with the A. By and by again. These variations he's doing for, and it can't just, I mean, you can just do any A and B minor and G. You could do this G, you know, you go. But I'm just teaching you the way that he does it. He's doing, I feel like he's doing the chords a certain way, you know. So he does this B minor with the power instead of this B minor down here at the start. He does this B minor at certain times, and this B minor at certain times, you know. And this A at certain times, and this A at certain times. To bring certain feelings. Peaceful place. It's all power, you know. So the next part would be, yeah. So watch the ball revolves and the nighttime falls, and again the hunt begins, and again the blood wind calls. By and by again. Of you, and it's you and me, you and me. So basically it's what you've already learned in the first verse. Apply it to the second verse and the third verse. All the verses are the same from this point up, you know. So from some men's eyes, oh no no, strolls the sidewalks and it rolls. A lot of down strums. Dun, dun, dun. That's an up strum on that one. Or a down strum, whichever one you want. Just make sure you have the power in it, you know, that's what the song's about. When you go, close it, open, into E. I like to slide into that. Flash blade and ghetto nights. Ladies are looking for a fight. Count out every more than one. Same thing as before. That cash, the feet, that job, and the politicians. So this part, you can either sit there and just do E, you know, but I heard with his voice, he does a lot of the little trick that I do in the verse as well, little playing with, but in E, while you're doing that part. That's the bridge part where he switches out of the B minor. He goes to C sharp minor. He moves it up a step. So at the C sharp minor, A, E. Come on, stars and pinstripe bosses roll the dice. C sharp minor, A, E. Still singing in the bar formation. Who gets to pay the price? No, I'm in this E because I'm setting myself up for that little slush trick. I'm doing all these variations for a reason. It just makes it easier. Anyway, they roll, guess who gets to pay the price? Guess who gets to pay the price? What do you do? Guess who gets to pay the price? Money green, bulletary gray. Selling guns, B minor instead of food today. So one more time. C sharp minor, A, B minor. Open it up into E. So it's come on, stars and pinstripe bosses roll the dice. Anyway they fall, guess who gets to pay the price? Money green, bulletary gray. Selling guns instead of food today. And it goes right into just that. So kids they dance and shake their balls. Politicians, rolling stones, and the ashes all. So it's that little E trick. So 5 to 4 to 3. So the ashes all fall. Verse. Party, he does a lot of different variations. Mainly this one because this is another powered version. He hammers on the top a lot too. Back into B minor, so okay, so it goes. So the free today. So back to B minor after that A. Our little powers try to tell us what to think. The spirit sleeping in the flesh is ink. So the reason I'm not going through this again is because this is all from the first verse. It's the same little pattern. B minor, A, E, A, B minor, G, A. So our little powers try to tell us what to think. The spirit sleeping. The flesh is ink. So this is when he switches back to the opening A right here. He holds it out for a second. So he makes you think about that line. And the spirit's sleeping, and the flesh is ink. History's page will be nearly cut in stone. 'Cause the future's here. it we are. Now this he just holds the bar A. And then his voice starts to go off on the melodies. He's just still holding the A. That's the 5. 3. Just doing melodies with A, with his voice. Usually Jerry's doing that and he's just doing the chord. He ends on that one, so once you hit that one, mainly in a lot of versions, that's when Jerry starts to do the that stuff. But Bob's doing in the background, he's doing a lot of different inversions following Jerry on where he's going in the background. He does this little trick that I learned is he's good. So when he's saying on our own, he's in the bar version. And then when he goes to the jam, switches over to the open, just these two, first chord. So he goes. Does it in so many different inversions. I'll show you a couple. So the one that I learned is so a little slide up. So this A with the open, and then you go to the B. It's like a B minor. He goes to the first 3 steps of the key basically. So it's like A, B minor, C sharp minor, A, B minor, C sharp minor. This is also like a part of A. But you don't do the bottom, you kind of just leave the top and the bottom open to make it feel like still, and you're like droning. B minor, C sharp minor, E, that lands you up here in these variations too, so you don't have to do the same variations again. So. Sometimes this A with this one on, but this is another exception because it's A, so you play it open just like this one. He also slides the C sharp minor back down sometimes. And when he does that, instead of landing on this E, he lands on this E because he's right here. All the variations are for a reason, all the inversions are for a reason. So if he starts out and he goes, now he's in D. It's already right there, you know, you can just slide up 1. Down to this A, and then do it again. This E. And then another one is, you land in this A, put that on it. There's a lot you could do with that. That's just the main one that I see him do in a lot of versions. And he ends a lot of them on. He climbs up a lot, in a lot of different ways to climb up to this one. It would take too much time for me to explain that, but that's another level on learning the song, is learning the jam part and the different ways to go about it. But the main one is just like before. Plates are taking aim, set yourself up for this. B minor. With that shiny ball of blue, we can go home. So get step dance and shake their bones. The politicians, stones, stones, and ashes on E. Just messing around in E. Doing the flat 5 to minor. So on the A string, first note. Instead of like the traditional. Just do. Shipping powders back and forth. Singing black goes south and white goes north. Just playing around with a bunch of effects in this, like doing all the, but for acoustic it's just E. White goes north. In a whole world full of petty wars. Singing I got mine and you got yours. Could also do that part for this. Different fashion sets the pace. Back to the box. Lose your step all out of grease. And they're at it go, you dancing right. Singing someone got to turn the page. And the rich man in his summer home. Singing just leave running off alone. And his pants are down and his cover's blown. Politicians, land stones, the kids they dance and shake their bones. It's all too clear we're on our own. Ashes to ashes, all fall down. Ashes all fall down. Back to the verse. Picture a bright blue ball just spinning free. Dizzy possibilities. Ashes to ashes, all fall down. 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 6, 4, 3, 5, 6, 4, 3. All fall down, fall down. Singing ashes to ashes, all fall down. That's mainly the song. There's a lot to the jam part, like I said. A lot to the jam part. So just get the song down, and then once you finally feel comfortable with the bar chords and going through it all, how he goes through it, you can watch many versions on him doing it. That's how I learn it. Or you can just watch me. But like I said, the jam part has a lot in it. He also does that one a lot. Thank you for watching, and let me know if you want another video. If you like my video, drop it in the comments, subscribe. Peace, guys.